Hello, everybody, and welcome to Comics News Today. I am Chester C. Busby III, and I am very, very happy, as always, to have you coming and joining us and hearing about the comic book news and beyond of things that are going on in our world. Of course, I'm joined on the panel by our very own Denali Lama. How you doing today, man? Well,
I'm doing fantastic.
awesome.
Sorry, I had it muted
Oh, that's all right. And of
and
course,
and tweeting this out.
I see. And we also
Yeah,
have Todd Mulrooney is with us. How you doing, Todd?
I'm doing really good. How's everything going?
It's going really well. And once again, everybody, keep in mind we have our links down below, particularly to our fan speak. And if you want to get in contact with me and to be on the show or be on the fan edition of Drone Recorded, which keep in mind about what is it? 2 hours from now, the Drone Recorded Pro Edition is going to be on. So definitely, if you want to get in touch with me, please do that. And of course, hitting that share button and letting everybody know what we're doing is most appreciated. I see that we are joined by E. Ortiz. He says, "Hello, all. Nice to see you, man." Tweeted out as well. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. And yeah, so so Todd, we always enjoy talking about the weather for some reason. So how was your weather today?
Woke up to about 4 or 5 inches of snow
Nice,
and had the snow blow, and now it's snowing again.
sweet. I
So
haven't.
snow on top of snow, it melted in some spots, but um, for whatever reason, my snowblower doesn't really want to bite down to the pavement. So now you got snow on packed snow, and that's slippery sometimes.
Yeah, well, that means you just got to pull out a shovel. Joy. I used to do that when I
Yeah,
was a kid. I go to door offering to shovel out, people's driveways and stuff, make some money.
yeah.
I was an entrepreneur from a young age. Of course,
right. Well,
I wasted
I
on comic
mean,
books though.
at least you're not in Chicago's or the Midwestern states.
Why? What do you mean?
They're dealing with a polar or Arctic storm. They're at negative 40 degrees.
Sweet. Those are always fun days. Your
Yeah,
lungs will freeze, and your blood in its veins. How nice.
yeah. We're colder than they're colder than Mount Everest, Alaska, and the Arctic and Antarctic at the present moment.
Well, the good thing about really cold days, though, if you're out hunting, the birds don't like moving very much, so it's easier to shoot them.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think that's recommended in this weather.
Oh, I've been out hunting in that temperature before.
I see.
You just have to have the proper gear, and so. But anyway, we're not getting into that conversation. Nick W's in here says, "Hi everybody, freezing, sweet dude. I envy you guys. Actually, I wish I had some snow, man. But anyway, we'll see as more and more people come in here. But let's go ahead and jump over our first bit of news, which is it's one of those kinds of news that are actually serious news in an odd way, I think. But let me come over here and share this, of course, and I will share it with the panel so we can get our introductions from the Dalai Lama as usual.
All right. Do, 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 do.
Here we go.
In France, comic books a serious business from the New York Times.
The New York Times talking about comic books. It's becoming more of a
Right.
trend, huh?
Yeah. Funny how that is.
Funny how that is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
This is an interesting article, though. I read through this completely. Actually, I read the whole thing, and because there is a golden age of comic books going on in France right now, and that's cool, right? That's really cool. I wish we had that, but we don't. But they do. They love comics over there, and there's a lot of really cool. Todd has introduced us some European comics that are absolutely gorgeous, and it's neat what's happening over there, and maybe we can respark it. It kind of gives me hope that we can respark. I mean, they are French, and we know how extremely and sillily liberal they are, and America is becoming more and more like that. So there's hope, I say, because some of the comics they're producing over there are really good, right? I did see something in this article real quick I want to mention before I let you guys give your opinions on what's going on in
Hmm.
France. Um, There's this little mention here, and but it's talking about looking back at us, and it's saying even though we're not making much money, which they don't give enough detail about how badly it's actually going on in America, they do talk about respect and recognition are up though, because comics are on the way up. In July, Sabrina by the American artist Nick Dranso became the first graphic novel to be nominated for the Man Booker Prize. Well, all right, well I don't know what the Man Booker Prize is, but it's a prize, so this must be a really good comic, right? Must be, right? So let's go take a look. Let's see what it looks like. Here we go. Sabrina, award winning graphic novel. Oh, look at that art. That's just amazing. Let's look at it. Let's go. Oh no, what's going on? Oh no, no, Sabrina. Yeah, yeah, that's
I don't
what you
know
get.
how this
You see
shit
this?
works.
You see this? This is what you get. That's what this book is. It's this nonsense, and it's got a lot of lady and guy. The story is
That
boring as
that
all get out, dude.
yeah, this is like a Vogue's magazine for those weird concept of fashion art
Little,
that they say this is amazing fashion, but they're all wearing trash.
yeah, no, it's really bad, dude. It's really bad, and it's like, how is this a prize winner, right? But it is because
It's
progressivism,
magic.
magic, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my take on the whole thing. Go France. It's really cool, and America do
Viva
better.
la France!
Viva la
Vive la
France.
France. Yeah. But yeah, no. Basically, and this is not what you touched about a part of the article why it's succeeding in France
No.
instead of us.
Mhm.
And the main cause of it um, is because they see comic book as another art form. They don't demean it that this is just for little kids and stuff. They say, no, this is an art that everybody should appreciate, you know. And the fact that we still have that mentality in our culture in the United States that these are for little kids, that these not for grown up, and etc. etc. That stigmata is probably a reason why it's still hurting us. Plus, out of sight, out of mind, people don't buy if they don't see it, kind of deal.
Mm. This lady right here wrote a kids book and won an award. I haven't seen it, but I mean, she's an American, a comic book writer, but this is the French award, so cool. I don't know if it's good or not, but that's who this lady is. She won an award for her children's book. And actually, we are always happy to see more kids' book and stuff. We see the Unbreathable Skunk Girl is here. Hello, nice to see you. She says, Aloha. Hello, E. Ortiz and Veilnid. We do have Veilnid in here as well. We have Shin Rodan Reviews. Hey, well, hello. And of course, Nick is here and he's continuing to say, Hey guys, did you notice kids are reading comics? Yes, well, hopefully they'll read more and more. What do you think about this, Todd? I mean, just because like I said, you've been introducing European comics to us here all along, and they're really good. So, what do you think about the fact that France is in this golden age of comic books right now?
Well, I was kind of late to a late bloomer to the European artists.
Hmm.
And I would say if it weren't for the technology of things like Facebook and stuff, I would never been, I didn't know who Dylan Dog was or Tex being Tex Willard. When I started seeing like the art style of some of these European comics, I was like, man, this is so reminiscent of, the things I like the Butch Geises and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And Joe Kubert did a Tex Willard. I didn't even know this, but he did a graphic novel. So over 100 pages of Tex Willard stuff done by Joe Kubert.
Oh wow.
So I was like, man, this is amazing. And then then you sort of you get to know the publishers, right? So there's Soleil, and there's Europe Comics, and there's another one that ends with a ONE. I forget what that one's called. But then you start going to look at what other books they publish. And I've shown you, like you said, I've shown you a few, and,
Mm.
and, and it's basically, I can't say I know anything about Dylan Dog, but a lot of the artists they've gotten are are really good. There's a vampire character, and I forget his freaking name. That's always they always get a really good artist on, and a lot of these sort of independent books. Oh, I showed you guys Long John Silver,
Yes,
and to me,
gorgeous.
like there's you know what I mean. There isn't anything that we've done here in the last 10 years that to me beats that. Now I've shown you some really good artists that I'm really keyed in on.
Mm.
But when I looked at that book and sort of all the shots that were chosen and how meticulous it was done, there really hasn't been anything here that could be put up against it as far as how grandiose these books were. But there are other books. It's only the surface. There's so many books that I'm really keyed in on over there. So we'll get to those on Sundays, and I know I haven't been there, but I'm so busy now. But I really want to show the audience some really really good artists that I'm really into. And if you want to go into my friends thing on Facebook and look and see if I think you should be able to figure out who's who by their avatar and stuff.
Hmm.
Man, some of these guys are just incredible. They are absolutely incredible artists, and the work. Now I know you showed something that really is just lame as all get out,
Yeah, yeah,
but
it's
some of the work
ridiculous.
in their books, like there's something called the oh man, it's probably in French. I've talked about samurai a little bit. There's something called dragon something. Oh, man, I forget the name of the book, and it has actually a Canadian guy that whose art I haven't talked about. And he's incredible too. So we got a lot to cover, and maybe I'll just make sure that every Sunday that I participate,
Mm.
bring a European book
No, that would
to
be really
to to
cool,
show.
dude. That would be cool.
Yeah,
I
because
wish you'd do that. Yeah. Speaking
yeah.
of Kubert, I just read a Kubert book yesterday. His new Captain America that he did the art in.
Oh yeah, you're talking about one of the sons. Yeah,
Oh, that's his son. That's not
that was
that's a different
yeah,
Kubert.
Adam.
Oh,
Joe
okay.
Kubert from the sort of Sergeant Rock fame and Hawkman. He did Tex Willard, and I never knew that. Like that, I don't remember that even being sort of news. And actually have that now because it's so beautiful and lush.
Mm.
I mean,
Well,
it's really good.
even the sons are good though. Although that does
Oh yeah,
explain why I saw a couple wonky panels in that because there were a couple. In general, it was really good art though. But the Ta-Nehisi Coates is a whole nother conversation. But anyway, Joe Kubert, thank you, Nick. But overall, that art was really good. Yeah, no, I think it's wonderful that comics are still alive somewhere. Japan, they're thriving like crazy. The Chinese and Koreans buy tons of Japanese manga. I mean, they love it. It's so comic books are alive and well in many places in the world, just not in the States. And unfortunately, but then again, we are seeing a little bit of an uptick with this indie stuff, and hopefully that will continue into the future, and we'll have a true revival on our hands. But at least they're thriving somewhere. And uh, I've seen some of these books that Todd has shown me. I've actually gone to kind of look for myself a little bit, and it's just stunning art. Unfortunately, even though I can kind of stumble my way through a French or Italian book or something like that, I don't my skills. Reading skills aren't high enough to truly appreciate or understand it. So I can't really comment on if they're well written or not, but the art is really good. Anyway, cool. And I still, why? Come on, why? Anyway, now this right here is kind of interesting, Denelli.
Disney Plus reportedly spending generously on Marvel and Star Wars production. Basically, they have to spend a lot of money because people know they have to get all that audience back and show why they have to justify all that streaming stuff.
Oh no, they got a lot of
Unfortunately,
work to do. They got a lot of work to do, and they put themselves in that position. I have no sympathy for them whatsoever. They didn't have to screw up as bad as they did. They didn't have to. They didn't have to continue pushing it either. I hope they work really hard and try to and bring Star Wars back. I think it's an incredible uphill battle though. But I don't know, Todd. What do you think? The fact that Disney's putting a lot of money into producing content for their streaming service, particularly for Marvel and Star Wars, you think that's good or is it troublesome?
Well, they can't go wrong if their angle is bringing some of the iconic storylines to bear. Finally, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Everyone wants to see this particular storyline, or maybe the Better Ray Bill storyline of Thor.
Mm,
If you do that and you leave out sort of, oh, but maybe she should be a woman, and you leave out that nonsense, then you're onto something.
sure.
But if you're going to go, you know, we got to appease this, or there's this movement that we got to cater to, then you're going to completely go the wrong way. Because comics, even though you could completely dominate them by females from here to eternity, they weren't that way such. So the people who want to see these movies are probably 80% men. If you
Of
don't
course.
realize that, I don't care how comics head. We're talking about showing the world certain storylines and characters and things that have come from the past. That is a male world. If
It
you want
is,
to
and
change things and create some nonsense, you're gonna screw it up.
yeah, and the good point with this, the opportunity with this is, in general, men read comic books in the states. I mean, in general. I know elsewhere, like here in Japan, that's not true. But it's everyone reads over here. But in the states, it really because it's superheroes mainly, and it really is a male dominated thing. But the good thing about movies and TV shows and things like that is now you open up to more people because women will go watch those things, either on their own or with their husband or boyfriend or group of friends, whatever. But you will get that you're getting connection and you're getting the impact into a bigger female audience with that media, the visual media. Well, the video-based media, and that's a great thing, right? So don't screw it up, right? And keep in mind, what do women want? They want sexy dudes doing macho stuff. That's what women like. It just is what it is, especially when it's just dumb entertainment. I mean, that's what women like, and they don't. They see they keep they keep telling ladies what they should like, but they don't seem to understand what they do like. I had to read yesterday on the new comics, which wasn't a great day, by the way. I had to read Age of X-Men. Now, talk about a trash fire. I mean, I cannot believe how bad that book was. I mean, I'm shocked how bad that book was. And they made sure they had one of every color and they hit every socialist talking point they could get. Every one, right? It's absolute trash fire of a book, dude. And that's their new that's their new project, their new thing. Ooh, this is going to be a big one, Age of X-Men, right? They've been talking about it, right? It's really bad. I don't understand why they keep piling so much crap on top of the X-Men books, dude. Anyway, I don't want to get in a rant
because
because it'll piss
because
me off.
people love X-Men, so of course they're gonna buy it blindly if you haven't already been pushed off by all the things that has happened since the 90s.
Yeah, don't buy that book. And if you made the mistake of buying that book, burn it to a pagan god. That's what I say. Really bad. I mean, Brad. We know how even-keeled Brad is, right? He's very open-minded and very balanced in his reviews of comics. I'll definitely say, if I think something is not nonsense, he's much more open. He said he swore. He was mad, dude. And that's the first time I ever seen Brad actually like that. That's how bad it was. But I'm just saying this is more of that same nonsense, and it ties into this story because it's like, are we going to see good stuff? Or are we going to see bad stuff? Are they going to use these TV shows from Marvel to, take some of these more ridiculous progressive storylines we've seen recently and push them? It's not going to help them, you know, but they don't seem to learn.
Right.
Mm,
you I can only sigh, but basically, yeah. One interesting part was that the head, um, or I guess former head of the story group for Lucasfilm is no longer there. I can't remember the lady's name, but she's no longer. Her page doesn't even show up in Lucasfilm's.
Keeney Hart, is
People.
this the Nick W
Yeah,
question you talk about? Okay.
yeah.
Mm, I don't know,
So
dude. Yeah.
yeah, so she's her page is no longer in Lucasfilm. So I don't know what that means. We can only speculate at this time.
Hmm.
But that could be a good change, or it could be a bad change, or we don't know, if she's been removed or whatever. It's just speculation at this time.
Well, they need to take large axes and start hacking at Kathleen Kennedy's team because they're the real problem, and they need to
Right.
be kept away from these projects. They need fresh blood, right? I would say that I've seen several times now they're talking about this Elizabeth Olsen Scarlet Witch stuff that's in development, and they're going to try to push that, which is no problem. I like Scarlet Witch, right? The problem is
Yeah.
this Elizabeth Olsen girl, the actress, she's boring.
Mhm.
I mean, she's literally like watching wallpaper dry, dude. Which is less interesting than watching paint dry. You see, that's why I chose it. She's just so boring. I have nothing against her. She seems fine. I mean, I have no problem with the actress at all. She's just really boring, dude. I don't know. Hopefully they'll pick it up. Maybe TV will be where she can shine. You know, because I like the Scarlet Witch character. What do you guys think about the Scarlet Witch and this Olsen girl?
I didn't really think anything about it.
Right? Yeah.
It wasn't really Scarlet Witch.
No, it's
It,
not.
it's just a character's name, Scarlet Witch. Like there's a character name Quicksilver, but that wasn't Quicksilver.
No, no, that's true. But they killed him off almost immediately. So but I don't know. Like I said, I'm not knocking on her at all. I have no problem with the girl. I think she's, like I said, it's fine. It's just she's so boring, man. And but then again, I don't know. I like Scarlet Witch character though. Is it an interesting character in general? You think?
I
Well,
mean,
could be. I mean,
yeah.
she's pretty powerful.
She's very powerful. Yeah.
I
but
mean,
I don't-
I mean, you make her mad, she takes all your powers away because that's how powerful she is.
Well, that's true. But I'm sitting here in my head and I'm trying to think about what is Scarlet Witch's character? What is her personality? Because, we know Jean Grey, of course, the reincarnated Jean Grey is a villain, but the original Jean Grey, very sweet, super kind, caring, compassionate person. Storm,
Well,
strong, independent leader, goddess, right? Well, we know their
well,
character, their personality, right?
yeah. Scarlet Witch was always confused, and she was first introduced as a villain, and knowing who her father is.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So that's something that's kind of lost. And
But now what do? They have two of them, really.
Yeah.
They do. How so?
Because there was one in the Fox version, and there was one in the Marvel.
Oh, I
version.
see what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. But the Fox one, she was just a little girl. They didn't do anything with her, right?
Right.
Right.
So that's fine. And besides, now they have Fox.
Yeah.
Definitely go with that Quicksilver, please, not the one you murdered. I mean, right? Because that
That
kid
poor
was like,
guy. Kick ass.
he had to act with an accent that he couldn't even do.
yeah, I know. Yeah.
You should just let him talk like himself, because it didn't really matter.
No, it
You
didn't
know,
matter. Most
I don't
people
know
have no
why.
clue of where he comes
It's
from.
not, if they're children of Magneto, then he didn't have an accent.
Nope.
Or sort of, but it wasn't like Russian or
No, it was Shakespearean.
Ukrainian.
Yeah, it was just, I don't know, it's weird.
No, that was a really horrible rendition. Like I said, I don't. The girl was better, and she's still there, so that's cool. But I'm just hoping they do well. And of course, Tom Hiddleston coming to do Loki show, or some. It sounds like a show featuring Tom Hiddleston. That could be good. That could be really good.
Not really. Not really.
Why? I like Tom Hiddleston.
Why?
Because it's not going to be a show with Tom Hiddleston. He's going to be in there, but he's not going to be, in there. It's going to be like
cameo appearances. Oh, I see. Well,
yeah, you're going to deal with young Loki.
Oh.
With some appearance with old Loki.
I see.
Kind of narrating the whole thing. That's what it's going to be.
They're not going to take this stupid
Are you
story
sure?
that is
Where have
going
you
on
heard
right
that?
now. The thing what they're doing with Loki right now is dumb. Boy, I hope that's not what they're doing.
That's what they were doing. That's the current rumor.
Oh no. Vailnit said if she goes insane, it might be okay show. She's unstable with reality warping powers. There is potential for a show, but I doubt they will push the envelope on Disney streaming. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, that's good. That's a good point. I'm just my concerns is more about the actress's ability to emote. Um, I just think she's very boring. But hey, it's not bad news at all. I mean, hopefully. Let's move on to the next story, though. Uh, this
Right.
one is not much of a story.
Zendaya, yeah, circling Dennis Villeneuve Dune. So basically, they're in talk for her being Paul Atreides' love interest.
Mhm. It's Dennis Villanova, by the way.
Villanova.
Yeah.
Almost.
No,
Almost.
it's a weird pronunciation for the way it's written. I get it. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Todd? What do you think about this Zendaya girl?
Um, well, I don't know. I mean, I'm not really familiar. I know she was in the Spider-Man movie,
Hmm.
but I don't even know. It's so long since this. We're talking about Dune, right? I
Yep.
don't even remember the part that she's going to play. Like who played it?
Uh, she
You
may
know,
play
Sh-
so
the Atreides daughter,
uh,
but that would be weird. She's not the same
no,
color
I
as the other
said
one.
Paul. I said Paul Atreides' love interest,
Oh,
Shanti.
okay, okay. That might work. I mean, she's not. I mean, some people like to put a lot of the load of crap on top of Zendaya. The only thing I didn't like about it, she's playing Mary Jane, and it's like, why are you picking on redheaded Americans? What's that all about? What's your diversity? But beyond that, I don't think she's that bad an actress. I think she's fine. She's not gonna win any killer actresses awards yet, but maybe she will. I don't think she's that bad. I don't mind her so much. Her acting ability, you know what I mean? And she's a cute
I mean,
girl,
she
and
kind of grew up in the acting. Like she was on Nickelodeon, right?
No,
That's where she came from.
no, Disney,
oh, there you go. Okay,
Disney.
yeah,
Disney show.
Yeah.
same
So
thing, really.
they take really good care of the young actors over there.
Oh well, that's a whole
So
nother conversation.
I mean they get certain kind of training and stuff like that. So they try to
Sure,
make them better at their craft.
that's true. They do.
At the
They
same
do.
time, I give
Yeah,
them that. Yeah.
yeah. No, because we had yesterday. We talked about Oscar Isaacs being put into the Dune, which I don't like Oscar Isaacs at all. He's an odd, goofy dude in his interviews, and I don't find him a very good actor. Now, this girl, on the other hand, I think she's fine, and she's attractive, and how she pulls it off. We'll see. I don't think this is odd news. I know a lot of people like to dump on her, but I think it's mainly because she got cast as Mary Jane, and that's people just aren't happy with it. But yeah, we'll see. Well, this Dune project is starting to ramp up, so we'll be getting more and more news, and I hope it's great, man. And we just keep our fingers crossed, man. I would love to have a good Dune. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
cool.
it's gonna be interesting how he's gonna convert all that text into those two movies because that's what he said. It's gonna be two movies.
Bailnit says, "Am I alone in this chat? Hello, Hail Raven." Yeah, no, we're not getting a lot of chat there, Vailnit, but people are certainly here watching, and we do appreciate it. Anyone there? Hello, 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 hello. Yeah, but yeah, we'll just move on from this news here. It could be good. Like I said, I don't really have an issue with this girl at all. I think she's
Right.
try hard. Next, wonderful, just a wonderful piece of news you chose. Thank you, dude.
Yeah. Alvi Leonard says he never read his controversial statement about defending Brian Singer. He just signed off of it.
Hmm. Hmm.
I didn't realize he's actually had all that accusation, but I still stand by him, and nobody's actually bringing me some backlash about Brian Singer.
Yeah. Well, once again, you think this statement from you, telling us that you just signed off on something and just didn't bother to read it, makes it better? This is the idiocy that comes out of these kind of people, like Avi Lerner, right? No,
Yeah,
that just means you're a pompous ass who isn't doing your job and thinks you're above people. It's worse, dude. It's worse, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, and they talk about the Bohemian
Uh,
Rhapsody in here and some of the controversy around it. Of course, there's always got to be some kind of controversy about everything, especially when you're doing something that they keep demanding we do, and then you give a story that's basically talking about the homosexuality and the life and death of a man, and it's really focusing on his queer life, right?
right.
And so you okay, we there you go. But then they get upset and scream about it because it's not perfect for some reason because the person involved isn't gay enough or whatever nonsense they
Well,
come up with, right?
well, it didn't. It was straddling both ends. It wasn't sure if it wanted to be a Freddie Mercury film or if it wanted to be a Queen's film.
Yeah, well,
Eh,
either way, I haven't
And
watched it yet, so I can't comment on it. But that's
yeah,
fine.
but the reason why it was brought up for this article is because before Bryan Singer was fired, he was the director for that movie.
And he's getting money
But
off it, $40 million.
yeah, I don't think he gets anything because he got fired from that movie.
No, it says right here, Bryan Singer set to earn $40 million from Bohemian Rhapsody despite being fired. So they
Okay,
couldn't. It's like a no fault clause in his contract he must have had or something like that
must have been.
for a certain amount
But
of money.
yeah, but basically he didn't do a lot of work in there. There was a lot of trouble in the backgrounds. Ultimately, he got fired, and his second director was the one who took over the project, I believe.
hmm hmm Well, just we this Bryan Singer thing just continues to roll on, and you would think they would just remove themselves from him, but whatever. Good on you, Avi. Good for you.
Yep.
So out disconnected
We
with the
we
rest of the world that you just signed stuff and said that you're supposed to be your controversial statement. I mean, come on, this is your statement, and you're having people write your statement. How much must you have your head up your ass to actually have someone else write your damn statements? What the hell is wrong with you, dude? Jeez. Sorry. Next.
prepare for Zack Snyder Army of the Dead for Netflix. Las Vegas Heights zombies.
Oof. Todd, save me, man.
Oh Lord, Army of the Dead.
Come on, that's
Whatever.
a comedy. It's supposed to be a comedy. We know Zack Snyder is all about the gritty, dark, grim, sadness, sadness, sadness. It's supposed to be a comedy. I don't know, dude. Do you think he can pull off a comedy? If he does, man, good on him. I'll give him a clap. But boy, talk about something that's way outside his comfort zone, right?
Yeah, right. And he always changes everything he does. Like he's got to give it a different spin than the original writer, unless he writes it. But if he takes on something that is written by somebody else,
hmm
it usually has to have go as dark as it can, or I don't
It's
know.
his thing. Yeah. And I'm not
Yeah,
saying it can't be a good thing. I mean, I can see a Zack Snyder film that would really work with his style. But I don't know, dude. And I'm making a couple of assumptions here. Denali, I'm assuming Army of the Dead is Army of the Dead, right?
The Las Vegas Heist.
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously a spin-off of it, but it's it's Army of
Yeah.
the Evil Dead 3, right?
No,
So this is
it's
something
his
different.
own. Yeah,
But I know it's a comedy, though.
I guess comedy. It's all about comedy.
I see.
Basic
I see. Okay.
and here's funny that it was supposed to be released by Warner Brothers originally in 2007, but I guess they didn't like how his work with the DCU happened, so Netflix picked up his uh, his film to be released, costing $90 million.
Mhm.
Hence why the prices are being hiked. One of the reasons.
Sure. He's doing it with his wife too. That's kind of cool. I mean,
Yep,
they had a big hit in their family, man, with his daughter or son's suicide daughter, I think.
it was his daughter.
Yeah,
his wife's daughter.
suicide. Yeah, I mean, so they went through
Yeah,
some hard times, man. That's really unfortunate. And it screwed up Justice League too, but I don't care about that. I mean, his family's more important than that. But so it's
right.
nice to see he's got her working with him and being involved, and they're trying to get their life back on track. That's good. I'm happy to see that actually. That's because
Right.
I don't have a problem with Jack Snyder himself at all. I mean, he seems like a nice guy actually. I don't have any problem with the dude. It's just I just didn't like his approach to Superman. Is all. Hmm. Well, anyway, we'll see. And because if this dude pulls off a comedy zombie movie, man, I will clap for this dude because I mean that's not his thing. Anyway, moving along here very quickly. Now this one, dude, I must have laughed a solid minute when I saw this headline. I couldn't believe it. Go ahead.
Batman director on Josh Gad's wanting to play Penguin.
Now, Denali, would you like to expound upon exactly who Josh Gad is?
Josh Gad is a comedian, quote unquote, who has been in movies like Beauty and the Beast, for example, as Gaston, and some other projects in
No,
film.
he wasn't. He wasn't Gaston. He was Gaston's like little
Little
lackey
gay
guy.
lover guy, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He was
Um,
a
so
snowman in Frozen.
he was.
right,
But
he
here's the thing about Josh Gad.
He's
When he's doing voices, like with the little Frozen character, I can't remember what his name was. It's fine. It's fine. But this dude has been in so many bad movies. I mean, really bad movies. And he's really not solid. I mean, when he's doing the voice acting stuff, I think it's fine. But he's not a solid actor, this guy. And you want him to play the Penguin, right? You need someone, a solid actor that's going to pull that off. This isn't some throwaway villain that you can cover in CG and and make him just a spectacle. That's not what the Penguin is, right? We had Danny DeVito did a wonderful job with it. I know Gotham is hit or miss for some people, but I think the dude that's playing the Penguin in that is really does a really good job. Josh Gad does not have the chops for this at all. And I'm really it's interesting that they're going to bring him in because you would think with the absolute mess that the the DC universe is in they would really be super careful of making the most awesome Batman movie they ever could. And they're throwing in multiple villains, by the way. Again, these people don't learn. Tell a simple story. Why are you overcomplicating things? Just tell a simple Batman story, man.
they can't help it. Merchandise, merchandise, merchandise.
Yeah, it's. I mean, if you like, for instance, we take Frank Miller's Batman, right? If we take that first initial layout of the story that's going on, right, the initial thing, you could break it into like a two-parter or something like that, three maybe. But if you came in and you just told that initial story where he's in the warehouse and tearing these people over, and give us that kind of single focused story, I mean, it would be awesome, right? They keep, think of the last Batman we saw and with Christian Bale. How many villains were in that? We had Catwoman, we had the very odd Bane. What else was in there? We had a bunch of villains in that.
We had Talia.
Yeah, we had Talia. But it's just like the Spider-Man 3, right? It was just full
Hmm.
of villains. It's like, dudes, just back it up, tell a simple story, and you're good to go. But once again, I don't have any problem with Josh Gad. He's just not really good actor. So if Josh, you've got this job. So dude, let's see it. But I just don't I don't have any faith in it. But I don't know. What do you think, Todd?
I think it's going to be one of those over the top type things, and that might work.
It could. Yeah.
It depends on the tone of the movie, but whereas Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones were absolutely not right.
No, no, they
There
were
were
horrible.
some notes that Jim Carrey was able to hit that were pretty good,
Hmm.
but Tommy Lee Jones was absolutely horrible.
Yeah, no, it didn't work at all. Someone didn't direct him. I don't think Tommy Lee knows the Batman comic books, which that's fine. But you should have made him understand because that was not right at all. And a lot of people really love the Jack Nicholson Batman. I mean, Joker. But to be honest with you, I don't care for his Joker at all. Actually, I like Jack Nicholson. I mean, when Jack is Jack, when he's doing himself, he's entertaining. But I mean, in my opinion, I still haven't seen a good Joker on screen yet. I mean, well, the
What?
animation we have, but in live action.
Say, you didn't like Heath Ledger's Joker?
I thought it was absolutely stunning. It's one of his performance in the police station with Batman is one of the best pieces of acting I've ever seen ever, actually. But it wasn't the Joker. It's just not the Joker. But I loved Heath Ledger's performance of what he did. I just haven't we haven't seen a complete Joker yet. We've seen it in animation. We just haven't seen it in live action. But I'm not dissing his performance at all, dude. That dude killed that.
What
It
do you
was
think
beautiful.
of Troy Baker as the Joker?
Troy
Live
Baker.
action Joker. Yeah.
Troy Baker. Who is that?
Well, he's predominantly a voice actor.
Right.
He played the Joker in Arkham Origin, but he also played numerous voices. He played let me see, Ocelot in Metal Gear 5. He's played a lot of Final Fantasy characters as well.
Okay.
This
So
guy has a large library, but
yeah, but
it's
moving from
also
voice
he
acting to
also
live action is, is
right,
different.
but he's also done. I think he could do it. I think he's one of those that could actually jump, in front of the screen as well.
Well, maybe. The problem with these guys is you give these projects to people who don't love the
Hmm.
material, and then they take the material and they have to adapt it so it's better from their point of view. This is the problem. Go hire people who love the character, who love it, right? Occasionally, you can get this transition, like with Hugh Jackman, for instance. When he was running Wolverine, you could see it in that first movie. He didn't know anything about it. He openly admits that. But they gave him homework, and this guy, you know how serious that dude is. And he read every Wolverine book he could get a hold of. He read it all, and he became a fan of Wolverine. And we can see that as the character develops with him in each movie, his love of that character comes out. And we get in a lot of these directors that they don't love the material, so they're adjusting it, and it screws it up, right? Because it's not your vision, dude. It's someone else's vision. You're here to make that a reality. You're not here to stroke your own ego, and that's a
Pretty
problem.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Once again, we've had a lot of these things like, have to wait and see today. A lot of those have wait and see today. But Josh Gad does not give me any confidence at all. But oh man, Batman. Let's continue on here. Now this right here. Um, now this is really silly. Denali, please.
Disney fan looks like Toy Story 4. Bo Peep looks like Ray from Star Wars.
Really? Say it isn't so. No. My goodness, they both have a long pointy thing. Oh my goodness, they're both standing. Oh my goodness, they look nothing alike. Oh, they're looking the same direction though. Okay, okay,
Right?
okay. Yeah,
They
I
both
don't. They
they
don't look
they
anything
both
alike. What are you talking about?
they're both females. They're both strong girls that they don't need no owner man.
I guess.
Um,
I have no clue what they're talking about here. Do you see any resemblance to Ray at all, Todd?
No.
No.
I do like Annie Potts.
Yeah, no. I think it's gonna be
they're
fun. I'm looking forward to it. Toy
I
Story is
think
always
they're
fun.
I don't think they're talking about physical appearance. I think they're talking about the strong woman motif that's going with that because the theme of Toy Story 4, the synopsis that they've released is that Buzz and Woody are gonna hook up with Bo Peep, who has been lost for a while, and she hasn't been play. She's on striking on her own since Annie, I guess, abandoned her and the other toys, where she's been abandoned. So, and they've grown apart because of
Okay.
that.
All right, now the fact that the voice actress is saying she is modern, independent, capable, and confident doesn't mean anything. Just because the voice actress is saying that it doesn't mean anything, dude. They say this about every single role they do because for some, and it's I'm not going to get into that, but we don't know that. I mean,
Disney, Disney, Disney,
yeah,
Disney,
all right,
Disney,
fine, dude. I
Disney,
really don't think they're going to screw up Toy Story, dude. That would be
Disney,
suicide.
Disney.
All right.
Political climate right now. Disney, Marvel.
Wow,
You
can you
got
imagine that
Captain
though?
Marvel,
Can you
Captain
imagine?
Marvel,
Can you
Marvel,
imagine
Cap.
them actually getting woke and going broke on Toy Story? Can you imagine that? That's even worse than Star Wars in a way, because they didn't own Star Wars and they didn't own Toy Story either. But it seems to be more in their wheelhouse, right, than Star Wars. Um, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Oh, do I have to? Do I really have to? Can I just skip this? I don't want to talk about him anymore. I'm really no. I'm done with you, Mr. Stewart. You're an absolute moron. Your Alzheimer's showing, dude. Let me come over here. Um,
Go ahead.
now let's come down here and let's check this out, and let's look at something new. Now, we talked about the samurai and dinosaurs here at IndieCron. Of course, if you guys aren't using IndieCron, please do. It's a very useful thing. And of course, it's a sponsor here, so we're always going to support it. But even if it wasn't, we would. We have the Good Night we checked out. That was a cool interview. I'm glad she came on. Let's see. We got the. So what do you want to see? We got Cree Craw and Chris. We have this. Where is it here? We're just looking at my Night Stalkers. I don't know. Think we've looked at that. Have we? I don't think so. Um,
Let's look at Cree, Craw, and Chris because
okay.
I think they. I don't know how many days they have.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so they
All right.
must be destroyed. Yes.
So Cree Craw and Chris must be destroyed. They never start a fight, but they always finish it. Cool. So we have Michael Swan is from Birmingham, the United Kingdom, and his got a flexible goal of 5,000. What do you think about that, guys? Do you think flexible goals are? Do you really think you should be that daring? I mean, I kind of think you should do a fixed goal and not even think about flexible goals at all because you're putting yourself in a position where you might well be out of pocket.
Yeah.
I don't know, but from
Well,
all
there
the
might be a magic number.
well, there is a
There
magic
might be a
number.
magic number.
There is.
So
Um,
maybe it's as long as you know it.
yeah, well, and I
You know.
actually do know it because I've been doing a lot of the research for Tales from Beyond the Gate, and there is a magic number. Um, and the goal they're looking for here is basically the minimum. It's the bare minimum, right? But they're made
Yeah.
it a flexible goal. So what if you only make 2 grand? Well, then you have to produce something, right? And that's
Right.
you're in trouble, man. I mean, you talk about not making any money on anything. 5 grand is just going to get that book printed, pretty much, you know. And then shipping is, of course, being covered by the supporter, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, I just
So
think
it's 5 grand the magic number.
I'd say
I
five
mean,
grand is
is
a
that,
minimum. I think eight would be a lot safer. But because most of the time, if you produce this is kind of how the way it works. If you produce a comic book and you produce about 1,000 of them, for instance, it's going to cost you around 4 grand, 3 or 4 grand, right? And then you have
Mhm.
any other incidentals, like you have to get proofs done, that costs a few $100. There's just these little incidental costs that add up, and 5,000 is kind of the minimum to make sure that you're not going to have anything out of pocket. You're not going to make a penny on the project. You're not going to make a single penny, right? But with 5,000, you can get the book produced and get it into people's hands, right? But yeah, I don't think you should do flexible goals. I think it should be fixed goals. Yeah, this is because it's dangerous, right? And you look, they're going for a very long time, which once again, 51 days left, which means you did 3 month run. I don't think that's a good idea either, man. Do a 30-day run and just leave it in demand. Because now everyone looks at, 51 days, oh no, and they're just going to forget about it until later, maybe.
Well, you got to remember with Indiegogo, you have to meet your goal before it goes into demand. It won't go into demand
Yeah, and
up front.
I understand the thinking, But I'm just saying that this is too long. It's too long. You shouldn't run a campaign for 60 days, dude. Right? And they've only made 20, but well, we haven't even looked at this thing yet, and it already has some questions for me. Well, let's take a look at these things. They got a thing here, but it's all right. It's a video, which no one really watches, but I don't know. Kind of, it's cool art though. I don't really mind what they're doing here. Um, they got another one with Cree Craw. They have
You're cool with
a
the
lot of
art?
videos. What do you say?
You're cool with this art?
I haven't even gotten into that yet, dude. But
He
let's.
said
Is that
he
a
said
cat?
he was cool.
I didn't say I was cool. I haven't said anything yet on the art. But Denali, why don't you go ahead and read this overview here?
I'm Mike A. Swan, comics gatekeeper on Twitter and YouTube. I'm a first-time comic book writer looking to write and self-publish a series of creator-owned works. I love the idea of space cowboys since I watched Firefly many years ago. So this
Mm-hmm.
campaign is simple, equal fun, one comic, and as a stretch goal, make that comic a bumper double story issue. It's as simple as that. So let's make this happen and to with the naysayers.
Ooh, I don't think you should
Ooh,
put
that's nice.
vulgarity in your on your page, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm being prudish. What do you? Go ahead, Todd.
He just kind of needs an editor or sort of a like, hey, make this sound like a pitch, or make it sound like a, he needs somebody to bump this up a couple
Mm-hmm.
notches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it should be. Yeah, I have no
Sell
idea.
me.
I've just first time I've seen this, but it should be something. Join Cree and Craw and Chris, Cree Craw and Chris as they go on a Firefly-esque space cowboy adventure and see all the amazing things. If we
Perfect.
can fund, we're gonna, it could be something like that. I mean, I don't even know what this damn story is, and it's already can be better.
Hire.
Thank you. Once again, they didn't use a featured, which we've talked about. It's really a good idea to put that featured up there, guys. And wow, it's a really cheap, simple thing. A copy and an A4 poster cover for 18 pounds, which is about 25 bucks. So it's pretty standard. Um, one print company, one print copy, and the PDF. I don't even know how many pages we're looking at here. Krikro and Chris must be destroyed. You asked about the art. It's a cartoony style. I have no problem with this.
Yeah, but is this guy a cactus? What is he?
I don't know what he is. Maybe
No,
octopus.
octopus.
Yeah, maybe. But it's a
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, squid. Sorry,
it's a squid.
squid.
Okay. But I have no problem with this type of art. It's cartoony. It's fun. I mean, it's not, and it's good cartoon art. I think so far. They have a stretch goal. Second story thrown into. Okay, cool. Galaxy's most wanted Krikra and Chris are two alien creatures with a rare gift for stumbling into trouble. Lost in the void with no friends and a galaxy of hostile strangers, they must rely on each other and extreme and sustained ultraviolence to solve their problems. So why wasn't that up top? You should put that up top. That's better.
Yeah, that's well written, right?
Yeah,
Am I
that's
wrong?
much better. No, no, that's much better. Yeah. With any luck, they'll find home before their enemies catch up with them. Yeah, that should have been on top, dude. But here's some sketching. That's cool. I like seeing that kind of stuff, actually. Story one, they kind of go through it. We're seeing a lot of sketching. Here's the same piece of art. We say, we need more art in here, dude. Oh, here we go. This way up. So this is the moron Cupid doll character. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you need some pages in here, man. You need a little bit more art. Um, I don't know what I'm backing. I don't really know. I mean, I get the story, but you're not showing me anything here, really.
Go to the video and hit the little thumbnails that are there. See if there's anything else there,
I did.
or if it's all the
Uh,
same.
I'll go back
Yeah.
and just look at the video. 6-minute video,
What?
dude.
Better not be talking heads.
It is
It's
talking heads,
avatars.
dude. It's talking heads. It's avatars. Yeah.
Howdy folks, this is Comics Gatekeeper here.
Wow.
My comic is 24 hours away from going live on Indiegogo.
Wow.
It's Kree and Chris must be destroyed.
Oh, right,
Since
dude. All right, enough of that. Okay. I don't know what to say. Todd, take it away.
Really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the art. I just didn't know what he was. I'm
No,
glad you told me he's a squid,
no, I have no
because I
problem with
started
the
to get
art.
this
Yeah.
cactus kind of feel.
I just
But
wish we had some sequentials or some more of it. You know.
yeah, show me some sequentials. I want to see how well you're doing backgrounds. I want to see their environment they're in, whether it's sort of a Flash Gordon-esque, or if it's uh, cowboy-esque. Maybe it's all Western, so they're in a desert planet. I want to know.
Hmm.
Um, was there mention of who's drawing?
I didn't
I don't remember
see.
mentioning the
And
team.
I think it's all him, dude. I mean, because it is no mention
All
of
right.
anyone else here. Let me come down to the bottom and see. I think it's just him.
I
I think
saw
he's an artist writer.
initials that didn't look like. Go to this guy's leg. This Cupid
Oh no!
doll's leg.
Oh, here we go. Now I get it. Here it is. Breakdown. Estimates for an artist who will also ink in colors are coming up to 2,000 pounds. So basically, you don't have an artist. Hmm. That's what that's telling. Am I misreading that? I don't think so. Estimates for an
No, they might
artist
have.
who will
I think
also ink in
I
colors.
think. Yeah, I think he's a penciler and looking for somebody to do
The
inking and
inks,
colors.
yeah,
Okay,
I
so he
think.
basically
shipping.
he hired someone to do this one picture for him, and he launched his whole campaign off of this one picture. And it's well done. It's a good picture. I have no problem with this picture. But oh, dude, so I see this is truly, truly a Kickstarter. I mean, I know we're on Indiegogo, but I'm using it. You know what I mean. But so this is a true, true Kickstarter. This guy has nothing. He's starting from zero, and he wants to build something, which is the purpose of the site. To be honest with you, that is what the purpose is. But that doesn't mean it's going to work. I think if you want to go that route, you need to spend a little bit more money up front to get a little bit more to sell the thing, to do that. But okay, I get it now. Mm. So there's no artist mentioned because there isn't one. He's got some
Mm,
links. Yeah, no, it's yeah. Unfortunately, here's the deal, and everybody in the chat knows this. Here's the deal. We understand that these crowdfunders are here to literally help crowdfund. You're supposed to be supporting an idea and help bring it to fruition, right? That's the point. We get that, right? But that's not how reality works. Most people who go to these things use this as a store. It's just simply the way it
can I
is.
ask you something?
Yeah.
Did you get to this through Indicron?
Yep.
This should not be on Indicron. Should not be. I have a bone to pick. This should not be there.
Well, talk to Pixel.
You can't put everything there. It's going to water what we really want to be successful by just, anybody who has a book who's let's put it there. No.
Yeah, I think
Send
Pixel
these
is
guys
just trying
back.
to be he's trying to be as inclusive as possible is what he's trying to do, you know. And I don't mind the art. The art looks fine, dude. But we have no writing sample. We don't know even if there is a writer because they mentioned hiring an artist. So I guess this guy considers himself more of a writer, although he obviously got someone to do this, unless he did it himself. Which if you did it yourself, well, dude, do it yourself because there's nothing wrong with this, right? I don't know, dude. I don't know what's going on with this project, but I do know that Pixel was excited about it though, because he mentioned this one specifically to me, actually. So I don't know. I think maybe we should talk to Pixel about it. Maybe he can give us a little more details. Maybe he knows stuff that's going on behind the scenes with it we don't know, right?
Maybe.
Because he mentioned this one
Possibility.
to me, directly. Yeah.
And he said, what exactly?
He said
Oh,
it
man, you
really
got to
looks
check
good and
this
he was excited about it. That's along those lines. Yeah, he didn't get into much
out.
detail.
Okay, that picture does look good.
It is, yeah, it does.
What else looks good?
Well, there's nothing else to look
I can
at.
draw a picture that looks good.
I think
It's
this
not going
right
to sell.
here, I think this is fine. It's kind of cutie, cartoony
Yeah,
style.
go
I
down
think
to
it's
the
fine.
leg. Go down to his leg because it looks like his signature to me.
It is. It says
That doesn't look like a
PI
Spawn
pie.
signature.
Well,
Yeah.
it is a signature
So-
though.
So there is a different artist drawing that guy. You know,
Yep.
it's like you don't know what you're gonna get. He could have hired a guy to draw that one picture,
Yeah, this one
but
has
that's
some.
not who he's hiring.
I can't see is
That's a
that if
black.
it's not supposed to be the same little. It doesn't look like the same artist. This looks like a different artist.
No.
I don't
No,
know.
but you don't.
Well, I don't know. We've kind of really laid into this thing, unfortunately. I think the idea sounds fine. I mean, this little blurb you have down here is cool, right? Kreekraw and Chris are two alien creatures with a rare gift for stumbling into trouble. Lost in the void with no friends in a galaxy of hostile strangers, they must rely on each other in extreme and sustained ultraviolence to solve their problems. With any luck, they'll find home before their enemies catch up with them. Yeah, and
Right.
the
So they're basically redneck aliens.
Yeah, sure. But I mean, but the thing is, you see how I just read that, and I'm not a voice actor. I'm just a dude, right? But let's listen again.
I'm terrible at editing videos. I
Okay.
thought I would do a dramatic
Now you
read-through
guys
of
I
a
know
short
can't hear
story
it,
I
but they
wrote
can
while
hear
on
it.
a writer's retreat.
This dude is very
This was
British,
Creecore and Chris.
and he's literally almost whispering. It's I think he's on some kind of Valium when he's speaking.
Can
It's
you, can
dude.
you just repeat what he's saying for me and Denali?
Sure,
From
Can
a
you do his
certain point of
accent?
view.
I will try.
You'll probably get
Hello,
the Star Wars
guys. I'm
reference.
from.
Let's try it. Hold on a second. Give me a second.
My comic is 24 hours away from going live on Indie.
My comic is 24 hours from going live, and it's
Go. It's Creecore and Chris must be destroyed.
Creecore and Chris must
Since
be
I'm terrible
destroyed.
at editing videos,
I'm terrible at
I
editing
thought I would
videos,
do a dramatic read-through
but I
of a
thought I'd
short
do a
story I wrote
dramatic
while on a
read-through.
writer's retreat.
Okay, I don't want to pick on this guy, but dude,
We're not.
you're not even. It's so lull enough, and I mean lull, not as lull. It's so lull enough that you can't even do masterpiece theater with that voice. Right? Now, I'm not knocking you. That's you. That's totally cool, dude. But my point is, if you're going to kick off a project, get one of your buddies who has some dynamism to their voice to help you out, right? Just get somebody who's a little bit more flamboyant to help you out. It's ask a friend, right? I don't know. Wow.
Wouldn't you get somebody with like a southern drawl? Sort of. I don't know. I would go for Glory.
You could, or you could go with a Chicago accent, maybe. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
Because
Now
there's
that
a
would
lot
work.
of cowboys that came out of Chicago.
Let me see. Let me try it again. Let me just see how it works in
Okay,
that
read it.
cowboy. Let me do. Creekraw and Chris are two alien creatures with a rare gift for stumbling into trouble. Lost in the void with no friends
I
in a
love it.
galaxy of hostile strangers, they must rely on each other and extreme and sustained ultraviolence to solve their problems. With any luck, they'll find home before their enemies catch up with them.
I love it. It's a hit.
It's a hit.
Yeah. There you go. That's a hit right there.
It's like Oddity, or what was that? What was that?
Dynamism. Dude, why can't I say that word? My brain has lost me. Oh, well.
Dynamism.
Thank you.
What is the game with the guy that would sort of fart?
Are we talking about like a wild star?
No, he was
No.
an alien guy, and he was put into like the Old West. I don't know if he was a miner who escaped or something. Like an alien
Mhm. I don't know, dude.
hostage miner.
I
Was
don't
it called
know.
Oddity?
Oh,
or something
Oddity.
like that?
Oh, yeah. Odd's Adventure. Yeah, Odd.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was actually a lot of fun. I forgot all about that. Yeah, you're right.
Right?
And that was a gory game. I do declare. Yeah, no, I can do a southern accent. So take that, booster. I don't know. We've beaten on this to death, and I don't want to be mean to Michael Swan here, dude. I'm happy you're doing a project. You have some love for something. You want to put something out and get it done. That's totally cool, dude. Good for you. It's just
Come here and convince us too. You can do that too. Convince
no,
us that
true.
you're
Yeah, please come over and talk to us because the art looks fine. The story sounds fine, dude. It's just. And I get I get that it's a true crowdfunder. I get that too, but it's just, man, that's not how it works, man. People use this like a store. They really do. Um, anyway, let's stop knocking on him because he doesn't deserve that. But that's about all for that she wrote, I guess. So let me come over here and stop doing that and stop doing this and let's go over here and so Todd, what'd you think of our news and stuff we had to offer for today, man?
It's sad.
They fell short.
Well,
It
It
wasn't.
feel
It was a good show, but not a good day. Go ahead. I'm
no,
sorry.
there was a lot of dare I say, plain Jane type of stories today. I
Right.
think there's not a lot to know. It's just kind of information that's saying, oh, this person or that person. We don't know what it's going to be like. It's not a finished product thing, and but no, we'll see. I think I'm really excited about Dune, though. I hope it's something cool, and I hope they don't completely screw the pooch on it. You know?
There must have been one good book you read though the other day with
Oh,
Brad. What's
oh,
there?
with Brad, the new comics? No, dude.
Yeah.
No, I read
Really?
Ta-Nehisi Coates' Captain America. Now, I can forgive Mark Wade. I can forgive a lot of these people for the nonsense they do, because on the other hand, they'll do things that are not nonsense, right? But Ta-Nehisi Coates is a straight up racist, full on racist, and he's not apologetic about it. He's proud of it. There are there are dozens upon dozens of his tweets and comics about how much he hates white people. He doesn't consider them human. He said, with the night he was in New York at 9/11, and he felt so good about having the ashes of burning white people falling upon him. This dude said that, and you're having
That's
him write
fucked up.
anything with Marvel? Have you lost your damn mind? I mean, oh my God, I cannot believe this guy. Now, aside from that, the art was really good. It was Kubert, as we were talking about earlier, and the writing is fine. I mean, the thing is, Ta-Nehisi Coates, like Gail Simone, like several of them, Deconic and such, he's a very good writer. I mean, he's a little dry. I mean, just to be completely backed up and honest about it, it's a bit dry, but he's a good writer. He is a good writer. It's the principle, though, right? But the book itself, just to detach myself from him, the art was really good and the story was fine. So it's not a bad book per se. The other one we looked at was Age of X-Men, which was absolute trash fire. I mean, I don't even know how that went to print. And then the third one was Elvira, The Shape of Elvira, which is it wasn't great either. The art was fine. I actually kind of like the art. The writing, I think the person doesn't really understand who Elvira is. But I didn't want to. But the other things were so frustrating to me. I didn't want to knock on it, so I kind of was a little positive about it, even though it's not really a very good book,
Hmm.
unfortunately.
What do you mean by shape of Elvira? Like her hourglass shape? What
The
do we?
Shape of Water. They're doing a parody of The Shape of Water with Elvira. Yeah, but I mean, there were, and they it was a good try. They it was an honest try to do Elvira. I'll give them that, because there were a couple really good zingers, but they just couldn't keep the consistency. The thing with Elvira, I don't know how many people here know who Elvira is, but the thing with Elvira is she does have a little bit of dark humor, but it's not as dark as she looks, right? And
Right.
but her comedy and her shtick is all lewd, lewd, and then some more lewd, right? She's always going to make some TNA comment or some sexual comment. That's her thing, right? And it's done in a very shticky way. It's done in a, it's done in a comedic way. This is Elvira. This is what she does, and they understood that, and there were a couple of good zingers in there, like I said, but they couldn't keep it. It wasn't consistent. They couldn't keep it up. I have a feeling that the person who was writing it, I'm just guessing, but I mean, for the person who wrote it, I think what he was doing was he in his brain, I think he might have been mixing up Elvira and Morticia from time to time, because the Adams family, Morticia, seemed to be the main person who was speaking, and then occasionally we get some Elvira joke, which is not absolutely correct. But nevertheless, if you want a good little popcorn comic book, go check out The Shape of Elvira, because it's just a silly little fun ride, I think.
There is a small piece of news we didn't cover
Hmm.
that John Byrne is actually going to do a variant cover of Detective Comics in 999.
Oh,
And
really?
so that means he's doing some work for Marvel and he's doing some work for DC. So maybe there's hope to see some John Byrne work once
Hmm.
again.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But they
Mm.
try to hit hard. Like you saw they had Doctor Strange 400, and they had Mark Wade was on that book. I haven't read it yet. I'm definitely going to check it out. But and I don't think Mark is usually doing Doctor Strange, is he?
Yeah, he's been doing that.
He
Yeah.
has been. Okay, that's where he's been hiding. Because I haven't read Strange in quite a while, because I don't like what they're doing with him. But Yeah, no, I'm sure there's plenty of news. Let's come over to chat real quick, and we had Perth Comics drop in, and he said, "Drone Recorder Pro Edition today, Booster." Well, we'll see if they let me on first. I think they will, dude. And good luck to you, Booster. Have fun, dude. Enjoy yourself. Now, the thing is, Booster, don't go in there shy and be quiet because then that will be a disaster, dude. You need to go in there and be yourself, and and mess around with them, play, joke, make humor. That's the whole point, dude. You got to make sure you do that.
Yes.
Yeah, Valen,
Aggravate them a little.
aggravate them a little. Yeah, Valen,
Yeah.
I like new projects with a few pages of completed art. Not a fan of the store idea. Uh, of finished or recycled products. Oh, I see. Nick W says, I remember years back, Elvira hosted DC's House of Mystery. Yeah. Mail that says, "Give me Vampirella over Elvira every day, any day." Well, sure. As far as a comic book, yeah, Vampirella is certainly better. But I like that Elvira. What about you, Todd? Did you enjoy Elvira?
Yes, and because I'm older
Mm-hmm.
than most. Um, her name is Candace Peterson, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Nice
she had
lady.
done some, yeah, and she had done some um, really good photos back in the day.
Oh, she's a stunner. She's a sexy, beautiful lady. But the thing
Yeah,
that's cool about her is she's actually very down to earth, man. I mean, she is
she is
not
very down. I have
what?
I
Say
have
that
met
again.
her. She is very down.
Oh yeah, no, she is, and she's not that celebrity, head up their butt type of person. She's nothing like that. She's really nice. She's got a great sense of humor. She has no trouble with self-deprecating humor. I mean, she's cool. Elvira's cool.
And if she's paid to appear as Elvira the whole day, if
Oh
she's
yeah,
paid to appear as Candace, she'll, you know what I mean? She'll just be herself to the
for sure,
fans. But
absolutely. Yeah.
that is really cool because not a lot of people would do that. You don't get Captain Kirk when you pay Shatner to come. You
No,
get Shatner,
that's right. Yeah.
but she'll do Elvira for how many of hours she appears.
And
I've seen
she
her do that.
is what, almost 60, or maybe she is 60, and she's
Right.
still good looking, dude. I mean,
Oh yeah.
she's showing her age a bit, but she's still really good looking. So, yeah, I don't know if you guys, go check out some Elvira. She used to do a lot of like movie hosting, and she'd have her.
Mhm.
We have a tradition of that in America, maybe other places too, but of these kind of horror ladies. Talking to you before a horror movie, introducing it. I can't remember the lady back in the black and white days. Incredibly skinny waist. Kind of a Morticia-esque character, Adam's Family type character. What was her name, man? Oh, I can't remember
Mm,
her name, dude. But
she
anyway,
wore white, didn't she?
yes, she did. Yes, she did. But we've always had that kind of character, right? You had the Billy Bob movie hour, and but Elvira was fun. I enjoyed her, always have, because she's a bit naughty, and that's kind of fun.
Mistress After Dark.
Mistress After Dark. Okay, there you go. Well, she is the mistress of darkness or something like that, isn't she?
Yeah.
67. She still got it. Dude, does still got it. Yeah. Perth Comics says 67. Wow, you go, girl. See, there you go. That's how you use that, by the way. That is a you go, girl. Right? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we are way past. We got to get gun because we have the Pro Edition coming up. And Denali, of course, is going to introduce a few of the Vampira. Thank you very much, Nick W. See, this is why the chat is awesome. All right. But Denelli's going to introduce things. Just keep in mind, Denelli, that because of it's really hadn't been working well with me, just kind of handing off to Rabbit and stuff. We're not doing Bunny Vision movie night at all, which means on Saturday there's no show at all because I'm super busy this weekend. So,
Right.
we're going to do that this week. But anyway, go ahead, Denelli.
All right. So we have the Pro Edition at 45 minutes from now.
Hmm.
Booster will be there.
Yep.
So let's see this train wreck. We'll know he'll make it work. If not, he'll just light the tracks on fire.
Maybe.
Then follow us tomorrow for another Comics News Today at 8 p.m. Eastern, followed by at 10 p.m. at Ignition, who's right here
Yep.
at his channel. Follow him over to his channel because that's where the Drawn and Core Fan Edition is going to be hosted.
That's right.
For this week. So if the link isn't already thrown there, we will throw those links up there shortly. And then follow us again on Friday for Fan Speak. We'll be talking about stuff that it's important, but it's going to be interesting. And if we have a guest, we'll let you know as well. If not, we'll swing it as always. And then next Saturday, we won't have another Bunny Vision movie night because that's going to be our Fan Speak.
That's right.
So next
On
Saturday
Fan Speak.
But the 16th of February will be Bunny Vision movie night, which will be John Wick 1.
John Wick. Bunny Vision movie night with John Wick. That is going to be so cool. I love that movie. You enjoyed that movie, Todd?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was good. Perfect vehicle for Mr. Reeves.
Yes, because he had about 2 pages of dialogue, a total of 106 words.
Maybe.
So
yeah.
It was perfect.
Yeah, and even then, when he's sitting in the chair and he says, "You asked me if I'm back." Well, yeah, I'm back. I mean, it was horrible. It was horrible. So even with that small amount of speaking, he still screwed it up. But otherwise, the movie kicks butt, man. Anyway, go ahead, Denali.
All right. Well, as always, your perception shapes your reality, so always make it a good one.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Aloha.
Later, guys.